Hi guys, and welcome to another colour along. This time it's from my new book, Hide and Seek. This is a page that I've printed out, and I just printed it onto some cartridge paper, Winsor & Newton cartridge paper, and I'm going to colour it. I just wanted to show you guys this page, which is from Serendipity, and you may recognise the same characters from our illustration in Serendipity called Eureka. Don't know what he's doing in this one, but what he's doing in this one is developing an invisibility potion, because that's the name of this invisibility potion. And you notice the little mouse here is becoming slowly invisible. I wouldn't like to be a mouse assistant in that guy's lab, is all I'm saying. So what I'm thinking is that whatever we put in this window behind him is going to be a big indicator of the colours that we use. So I'm thinking of doing a sort of a nighttime bluey, and can't resist really going back to my Ohuhu markers. I'm going to start with a pale blue violet and just maybe go from the top here, maybe come down through. I've got a sky blue and an Indian blue. So I'm hoping these three colours work together in a blendable sort of way. Let's start from the bottom. I'm going to start with my dark one at the bottom, and I might start with finer nib. I have started releasing my full books on my website at rjhampson.com as PDF downloads. I've broken them up into 5 packs per book. So there's 5 packs of 5 illustrations in each, just so that you can pick and choose, like some of you might prefer certain illustrations from a book. If you get all 5, then the buy 5 get 1 free bundle offer comes into play, so you get one of those for free. I do intend to put Hide and Seek up, and I'll get around to that one of these weeks. At the moment, I'm just focusing on getting that book launched, and the hardcover and the paperback up and out. Once I've got that done, I can focus on getting the PDF books out. But just so you know, if you prefer your own paper, or you're in a place where you can't get books delivered, then it could be a good option. All right, I'm sort of liking how he's being highlighted by this blue background. I'm just using the fine nib and taking my time, just so that I don't colour over where I don't want to colour, because getting rid of that blue would be a tough call. The challenge is blending on cartridge paper, because it's pretty absorbent and gets immediately soaked in. So I'm just trying to grab it while it's still a little bit wet, and maybe do those spotting, bit of spotting. And I've just moved on to my sky blue. Just going to try and blend that as best I can. If it doesn't initially blend, just keep going. Let the marker play around. The only problem with that is then you'll see it starting to soak in there. But I think this guy had a bowl in the Serendipity illustration Eureka, which had the name Muffin on it. So maybe his name's Muffin. It's an unfortunate name, I think, for a cat. No offence if your cat's named Muffin. I'm just rethinking my top colour here. What have I got? I've got a sky blue. So I've sort of gone to I was thinking of going to a pale blue violet, which is here. Well, I think that's good. I think we're going to go there. Sticking with my original thought. I'm going to blend it from sort of through there, so I might start here. Just do a similar thing with the blend on that. Just bring a little bit more of that sky blue up around into here. I'm really loving the richness, the double up of this sky blue is having, so I'm going to come back down through and throw a little bit more into there. Trying to be very careful and not let it bleed into all my other colours. Maybe I'm going to take it down a bit into here, I think. See if we can mix those colours. I'm using the fine nib because I'm just a little bit worried about the fat nib putting too much moisture into the already moist paper and it's going to bleed in more than it is. I'm using cartridge because I don't want to do all of this. I want to use pencils, and cartridge is going to take that pencil in a better way. So I'm just going to do some base colours with my, but I'm pretty happy with that window. I love the little bit of colour that's coming through there. Now what I'm thinking is that I love bringing colours into different places on the same yellow. So I'm going to bring this little bottle down here and make it blue to match the blue of the window. And you know, I might even make one of these books over here a bit blue. Potions. Oh, let's make the one with the skull and crossbones on it. I'll bring even some of that dark blue in for the shadow. Alright, I think I'm happy with those blues. I'm going to follow along the same lines with cool grey. I really like cool grey. I'm just going to do the frames of this window and maybe some of this piping, going with a thin nib. Oh, you know what I just noticed? I missed a bit of window down here. I missed that bit. That's funny. Oh, it's too late now. I've used up all my blue markers, so I'll put them away. What am I going to do? I'll just have to get it again. This is another cool grey. This is cool grey 042. Just wanting to bring some shadows in. I could do this with my Polychromos later on, but once you get into a roll with these markers, you just want to keep going. Oh, what's that? That's the wrong colour. Whoa. Crazy things. I was going for my light cool grey and I've got some sort of green grey in there. Should pay more attention to which pens I'm picking up. I like a bit of good pipe work. Maybe I should have been a plumber. I like drawing them at least. I'm not sure how much I enjoy actually making the plumbing. Now once again, I'm just trying to lay a colour underneath so that I can come back over it with texture and pencils later on. Right, I like the blues and the cool greys. The cool greys are blue-based greys. So that's what we're working nicely as together. It's working nicely together. I've got all this little, what's this? Looks like a repurposed coffee urn. They're very inventive, these mad inventors. I'm thinking this hose shouldn't be grey, it should be some fabulous, vibrant colour. As should these knobs. They should be glowing green and red, maybe blue. Alright, just going to come back in and throw some shadow with the slightly darker cool grey. And you know, I might bring that green grey that I accidentally used earlier. Oh, there we are. I'll check what it is, green grey, for the feet here. Maybe just some of these little fixtures. A little bit of tonal variety in there. Well, that could be enough. Don't want to get out of control with that. It's quite a strong, and a little bit green more than the blue I was running, that blue background. All right, let's talk cats. What colour is this cat going to be? I'm thinking of making him a tabby cat. If I do that, I'll be bringing in sort of oranges and browns. So I'm going to also bring in like a terracotta into these tables. This brown and this orange through. So once again, I'm going to check that it's not too dark over here and just add a background into this. Even this little thing looks like a terracotta bowl, doesn't it? Just bring some of that colour into there. And I'll bring some rust into these pipes. But I don't want to undercoat that, I want to bring that in subtly. Markers, not necessarily subtle, but pencils can be subtle. I do want to take like a really light pastel peach maybe and just give that the fur of this cat an undercoat. I want to leave the tips of his feet white, maybe the tips of his tail white. And his palms white. I'll leave parts of his face white and his belly. I can do his legs. This is his thighs and his belly. So this is pastel peach, this colour, and it's in the same sort of colour, complementary colour as the terracotta. So I've got my blues and my cold greys, which are blue based, and then I've got my warmth that's coming through. I'm trying to do this with a plan. I really think I might do the same thing for this little guy, this little rat down here. And I've still got to work out how to make him disappear. Got to make his colour disappear too, that's going to be a challenge. But it's what I'm looking forward to. You know what, I'm going to do some of that bird as well. But not the octopus, or is it an alien? I think it's an alien, it's only got 4 tentacles. But if you want it to be an octopus, feel free to make it an octopus. Now I have a set of Derwent Inktense, and I love the way that it gets very vibrant, especially on these limey greeny colours when you add water to it. So I have a brush pen, which I've used to have water in, and I've tipped the water out, and now it's filled with isopropyl alcohol. So I'm going to make that vial, maybe this vial, little spots around here filled with toxic waste coloured water. I'm also going to bring in I've got my colourless blender, so I'll be using these two to blend it. This can give you good watery effects, which I sort of want in here. So I might kick off with just giving this a nice base, and maybe a bit darker around the sort of top there, and maybe on this little alien. See how we go. I just chuck that colourless blender in. I don't know, let's go straight to the brush. See how wonderful that vibrant that becomes. I'm hoping the alcohol in here warps the paper less than the water would. I want to pull it back a bit. Don't want to get too much in there, but I do want to make sure all those colours are lovely and blended. Just need some more of that to go up here. Maybe some on his leg. Some dark ones in there. Beautiful. So I'm going to bring the same colours in to this little vial. Bring some of that colour in to slowly, but not overwhelmingly, spread that colour through the glass so it's looking like it's bounced off. All right. This is my hand at the moment, holding all of the pencils together. What could go wrong? Just scared if I put anything down, I'll pick up the wrong colour before I know what I've done. Oh, this needs to be green too. I'm going to make this quite a lovely darker green. I am also going to make these. There's a lot of vibrant green toxic waste-like substances splashed around in this little scientific lab. I was tossing up using the Derwents for this background. I just thought there'd be so much moisture in the page would all bubble up. So I just don't have the right paper for that. That's what I was thinking. All right, I'm going to take the darker green, and this could be those bottles that you see in chemists. They're always a lovely, well, it's called bottle green, isn't it? It's just a tad, a little bit of darker. And I might do the same here, add a little bit of darker shadows. This one's a little bit wet because I brushed it earlier, so it's going on thick and vibrant, which is what we want. All right, I need to give this colour, get some up here would be fun. Maybe instead of maybe there's a lovely area on those dials where I can put it. And while we're here, this is a little jar of, what's that say, catnip. Is that legal? To grow your own catnip? I'm not sure it is. I'm going to mix my 3 greens that I've been using, but I'm going to major on the darker ones. You know what else I'm going to do? That darker green for this book, the potions book. If you've got a cat and you're wondering what to get it for Christmas, may I suggest that not getting it a potions book would be a good start, because you don't want this scene being reenacted in your own house, do you? I don't think that's ideal. Now all I need to think of is this smoke. I'm thinking I don't want it to just be all that same green. I'm going to bring some grey in. Derwent Inktense with a bit of grey in it. Neutral grey, that works. So I've got this, oh sorry about bumping the camera there, I'm out of control. This is a neutral grey, but I don't want it to be really dark, so I'm just going to, I don't mind that it's going to be a little bit cloudy and uneven because that's sort of smoke, so. Yeah, smoke. It's more my underlay. Now I'm going to bring back in my green, lovely vibrant, yellowy, greeny, toxic waste colour. It looks like smoke, but it's sort of a toxic green version of the smoke. Excellent. We've got another colour. This is a field green. I'm going to do the lenses of his goggles. I'll just show you, this is the colourless blender. Does a similar thing, but in a more controlled fashion. I just wanted that watery effects from the brush. All right, I'm going to do the little heart in here green as well. And this pen. Let's do that pen green. All right, I'm enjoying these Derwents, guys. We've got some chamomile pink. And I just want to bring in a little bit of pink to that nose. And maybe also this mouth. And let's look at this little pad there. Get some of that green in there. I mean pink in there. And I might even bring some into this. Let's look at these. And hey, let's look at that. That'll be fun. Actually, for that one, I'm going to bring in the brush. Make it glow outside of itself. Yep. Make that one green and the other one red. All right, I'm going to bring a little bit of this darker green. This is the field green again. Just make this guy a little less invisible in his pot. Right, I'm switching to Polychromos and I'm bringing out my dark cadmium yellow. I'm going to work into this little tabby cat and bring out some of these lovely warm reds, yellows and oranges. Maybe not reds, just oranges and yellows. And I'll blend it softly into the whites. Okay, right, I've got, what's this one, ivory, I think. Yeah, ivory. Just for these white spots and probably the end of his feet too, maybe a little bit of ivory there. This is really just the first pass through. I'm going to build up layers over layers with the pencils. So I'm not scrubbing the paper. Because Polychromos are oil-based, you can build up nicely. Whereas with, say, Prismacolor, which is wax-based, you pretty much have a limit to how much you can do. Which is why I went with the cartridge paper, so there's a little bit of tooth in that paper. And I'm bringing in a terracotta. And they're really soft around where these colours blend to white or ivory. All right, I'm going to introduce another colour. What have we got? This is sanguine, which is just a little bit of darker terracotta-ish colour. I love it pencils when they're sharp like that. Makes me happy. You can really control what's going on. There we go, a lovely orange cat. I'm going to bring in some burnt umber for these tabby stripes here. I think we've got some more here and here. I might even add some just for shadow effects here. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow just because I don't want to leave it white. And maybe some ivory. Alright, I've been playing with the shadows now, and what I love to do for shadows is bring in a contrast colour. So we've got the violet here, red violet. And I'm going to bring in, well, first of all, let's just do his mouth. I'll leave his tongue lighter, but in the back of his throat, let's make it as dark. It's a lovely violet colour. Maybe violet eyes. What do you think? It looks a little bit deranged, but that's alright. I think that's in character. Where this really is fun is where you go, okay, well, shadow, bring a shadow into your terracotta colours there with that violet. It's really effective. All right, let's look at his tummy. This is a big expanse of, well, let's give him a gold necklace. And then maybe bring some subtle yellows down in there. And maybe it's more of that terracotta just around the edges, maybe, and softly. All right, I'm going to do a similar colour theme for this little guy. Don't ask me what sort of bird this is. It's an imaginary bird. Feels like he's sitting in judgment, doesn't it? How have I let myself become involved with this maniac's plans? At least he's a good-natured maniac. And his assistants, they seem happy enough. Doesn't seem to be too out of control there, does it? All right, what are we going to do with this table? I think we need to throw in a little bit of texture with our lovely terracottas. Maybe even, let's see what the lighter one does. Just disappears. Let's go with a yellow disappears. Maybe the ivory is going to bring out some, I reckon, a little bit of knocking back of that colour. I'm going to bring that violet back in for shadows. This is more just adding texture at the moment. All right, let's talk rust. Just going to sort of scatter rust around in these little taps. Sort of looks cool. I'll do the same thing up here. Maybe even a little bit in this window frame. Now, just looking at this coat and wondering how I'm going to make that nice and white, but still have some shadows in there. So I'll maybe bring some of this brown in just to softly and slowly shadow some areas. This brown being umber, burnt umber. All right, we're back. I'm just putting burnt umber on this jacket. I want to leave it a white lab coat. So I'm just using the burnt umber to create shadows really softly. All right, I'm going to use the burnt umber to do some of this leather work. So I'm going to get my burnt umber ready, and I'm also going to bring in something lighter. Might as well use what we've used before. It was this sanguine. I like that our little mouse isn't wearing a white lab coat. He's wearing like a motorcycle jacket. It's obviously a little bit of a wild child, as is evidenced by his happily sculling whatever potion that cat's concocted for him. Oh, he's got a sleeve here. Let's colour that in. I'm going to bring back the biff, bring back my red violet, just to bring contrasting shadows into that. And some yellow, because there's a little brass clasp there. I was thinking of doing these gloves as leather, but now I'm looking at them, I think what might be more fun is to make them pink washing up gloves, rubber gloves. I'm going to grab again. Yeah, I think we need to get back to the Derwents, get some pink going on. Sort of a reddy pinky rubber glove situation going on. Well, that's just fabulous. Because let's face it, where's the tabby cat going to get scientific supplies from? He's going to raid the kitchen cupboard. Oh, that's lovely. All right, what I might do is bring in play with some more Derwents. I'm just going to pull the blue. This is a iris blue. What's this blue going to do? I'm going to test it over here. I just want to bring a little bit of colour into these without overwhelming the space. Maybe even this one, just a subtle bit of blue. Might even bring that same blue, pretend it's grey for his goggles and for his goggles. Alright, where's my pink? I like that pink. I've got rubber gloves that are pink. I think I'm going to do this pink as well. So I love these Derwents. They just come alive when you get moisture on them. Got some yellow. I'm going to make a yellow beak for that little guy. I forgot his beak before, and this should probably be a little bit brassy, a bit more brassy than it is. I don't want to introduce too many more colours. I want to sort of play with it, but I've got this copper, which looks metallic, so it can resist a metallic, not me. Just adding little details now. Now I am toying up putting a background on this, but I'm not sure I want to really do that. I'm just bringing in the Posca. I'm going to put a few little highlights, but not too many. Well, I think that's a day. I'm going to call that a day. Got it a fair distance. I think we could do some more. We could play with the background. Make it bring some sort of grey shadowing along here, but I'm pretty happy with where that's at. And I'm just going to say thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've got your copy of Hide and Seek, and if you haven't, make sure you do, because there's a lot of fun worlos in there. Make sure you subscribe and like, and I shall see you in another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.